Hey, welcome back to the Lefty G Show. Tonight we're going to be talking about, the Israel and Iran potential war, or actually war that's going on right now, conflict in the Middle East. And we're going to touch on last night's VP debate, my 2 cents in a tin can. I did have to pre-record this one today simply because life happens, man. I got a day job. I got to be able to afford all of my bad habits. But we are going to be getting to all that. And you'll be hearing from old Uncle Lefty live again tomorrow. But enjoy this one. Here we go.
Break 'em on. This is America First Radio. Patriots, get your ears on because we're blowing the speakers out.
Lefty G. It is time for the Lefty G Show. The only show to get you right. Get ready to get right with Lefty. Your voice taking you down Freedom Road. Now, here's your host, Lefty G.
Let's hit the fucking road!
All right, here we go. So, I think where we're at in the world, and after what we saw last night with the VP presidential debate, I think we're in a good spot to have some good discussion here today. But let's first start with the potential World War III that's posing out in the Middle East. So, like always, Hezbollah will not keep their fucking mouth shut. And now we have Iran talking incessantly about, and it's the same rhetoric from these jihadist cunts. It really is. It's the same rhetoric that's been happening for, like 1,500 fucking years. That now Iran is talking about how they're going to wipe the Jewish state off the map and blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. And now we have Iran, standing behind their words. They're fully intending on wiping Israel off of the map. They're beating their chests. They're stating more crazy Muslim shit like, tomorrow will be the day of reckoning and more of this, Haji goat fucker yapping. But what they fail to understand is they're widely despised in the Western world. Europe is sick of them. And now you even see in Europe they're clamping down on their unassimilated, and I'm going to say that right now, unassimilated Muslim population. And as we here in the United States, we're beginning to understand this, and we're getting very angry with our own Allah asshole population. And, the thing is that they're not going to assimilate. And that's for another show. I got to think about that one. I want to talk about the global infection that is Islam. But I'll get to that later. Let's get back to what's happening right now with Hezbollah and all the other hummus choking cunts that think they're going to wipe Israel off the map. There just isn't any patience anymore for the hummus slurpers. There really isn't. And if you really think about it, the ball is in Hezbollah's and Iran's court for that matter. They have the braggadocio and the bravado, and we're just gonna see if they really want to go to war. Let's just boil all the water out of the pot here. Do they really want to go to war? We're gonna see. And honestly, I don't know if you all saw the economic minister of Lebanon not too long ago. I maybe about 4 days ago or so, where he said, and I quote him, he said, if there is a 2006 war again, we're going to be back in the dark ages, because it has been almost 17 years and we haven't recovered yet from the damage Israel did. So there you go. I mean, back in 2006, this was a scenario many people thought Israel didn't do very well with. So in the 2006 war, if if Israel didn't do very well, or at least the world didn't think so, but yet, the economic minister of Lebanon is saying, we're going to be back to milking goats again, and picking sand out of our ass, like Middle Ages. Then obviously they're well aware of what Israel can do. But for the here and now, if Hezbollah showers Israel with missiles, I think Israel's going to make Beirut look like a moonscape, and they know it. And these Arabs know it. And I think Iran, first of all, I think that Iran and Hezbollah, they're together. They somewhere collectively in their mind, I think that if they can fight to destroy the Jewish state together, I think at that point they're sorely mistaken. I think they really don't understand what they're going up against, or it's just this whole caliphate mentality. Because I'm positive if Hezbollah and Iran think that they can go and they can do this, they can wipe out the Israeli state. I think if they try, and they really try, and they rain down more missiles, I think Israel will literally go medieval on their ass, and I would love to see it personally. I really would. And the other thing I'd like to add is I don't think Iran realizes how isolated it is. I mean, this is how stupid Iran is. They're widely despised by everybody. They're despised by the Arab world, countries like Jordan and Saudi Arabia. They're despised by Europe, and it's despised by North America and the English-speaking nations of the British Commonwealth. These areas of the planet fucking hate Iran. They're kind of in a rogue's galley, if you will, as they really only have Russia and China as convenient type allies. Neither country really likes Iran, to be quite frank, and neither want Iran to be, weapons grade nuclear, as they know that will be anywhere from, a large irritant to disastrous to the planet, and specifically to them. It's going to be disastrous to everyone, including them. So Iran has no friends. Nobody will hesitate if they, meaning Iran, does anything stupid. And if there is a retaliation against them, quite frankly, China and Russia will sit on their hands. Mark my words. They're not going to do a fucking thing. And the same goes for Hezbollah or Hamas. No one's going to reach out to help those pricks. So, and this current administration we have here in the United States, Sleepy Joe and knee pads. Camel Toe Harris, they put this clown, this Robert Mueller or whatever his name was, in charge of the Iran deal, and this, he's since then he's lost his job and security clearance. He was obviously very loose with classified documents. He brought Iranian nationals into and Iranian Americans into the State Department, and this really, this sent a message to Iran that this administration, meaning Biden and Camel Toe Harris, really did want to appease them, that they were begging them to go back on the Iran deal. And again, after the Afghanistan disaster, I referred to this in some past shows, go back and check it out. After the Afghanistan disaster, the $50 billion in weapons, and then the Ukraine invasion by Putin, our open border, the Chinese balloon, it all cemented the picture that Hamas and Hezbollah and Iran, it all cemented this picture that they all had formulated, that the United States either could not or would not do what they did, say, in the prior 4 years with Trump, that they knew that they would not do something like bomb the fuck out of ISIS like we did, or kill Soleimani like we did. And they thought it was an opportune time, and they didn't think that they would ever have a time like this again. So here we are. This is kind of how everything culminated. Everything begins and ends, I believe, with the President of the United States. That's how we're viewed. And I think this is why we're in the mix. But I'm going to touch a little bit more on, my thoughts on how dangerous Islam is. And I think everybody needs to understand this. And maybe this is another show. I got to think about it. I don't give a fuck about offending anybody. I really don't, because I think, I think, first of all, let me just say this before I get into the VP debate thing. I think if you were to take somebody and you were to sit them down and they'd never heard of Islam or the Muslim faith at all, and you were to write out the tenets. And I mean, I don't give a shit. I'm either talking about Sunni or the other one. I can't think of it. It's Shiite or Sunni. I think if you were to sit somebody down and you were to write out the tenets of Islam for that person, and they never heard of Islam before, they would have you locked up for your own good. It's literally a form of governance. It's a religion that is madness. But that's a whole nother thing. So yeah, they've been fighting over in the Middle East for the last 1,500 years. I don't know what the fuck. I mean, the Crusaders were talking about their want for jihad and caliphates, and that was in the 11th fucking century. Remember, the Crusaders fought the incursion of Islam, mostly Islam, very small paganism in there, but mostly Islam, for about 300 years. A 300-year fucking war. Anyway, over the Holy Land. Here we go. But now, we're done with that one right now. We're going to park that topic. Now, to the vice presidential debate from last night. Obviously, guys, Vance won. I love that he did. I thought Vance was confident and clearly articulate in all of his arguments, which were usually concise and on point. He was effective in addressing the viewers at home like you and I. And when he acknowledged that many viewers are worried that the American dream is unattainable, that hit me like a ton of bricks. When I look at where we were 4 years ago under Trump versus where we are now, it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I love that he actually said that. Vance also easily brushed aside what seemed like a one-sided and unexpected fact-checking of him by those two pricks from CBS or wherever the hell it was. And he quickly turned it to his advantage in his discussion of illegal immigration. I mean, just go back and look at the show that I did talking about Chicago with these Venezuelan fucking gangs. I thought he did a good job when he turned the discussion back to illegal immigration. I particularly liked the backhanded little jab that he gave when he said, some of Vice President Kamala Harris's costly plans sound great until you turn around and realize the impact that food prices are 25% higher than 4 years ago. And hey, this is why I said before, elections matter. This is why elections have consequences. And, I think the last election was rigged. I really do. But again, here we are. We're paying the price. But Vance came across smart, likable, and in easy command of the facts. He conveyed compassion, and in doing so, trashed the media's, caricature of him, if you will, and trashed, by the way, his opponent, the stolen valor Waltz, that fucking prick. So yeah, that's everything. That's everything I wanted to share with you guys tonight. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today, a wonderful Wednesday, and I'll be back tomorrow with a fresh new show. And I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about. I might take another left turn at Albuquerque because I think there's a lot here to be discussed. And kind of rationalize on. But give me a couple hours to think about it. I'll come up with something. But hey, in the meantime, if you liked our show, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button to get more notifications on the Lefty G show. So with that, I'm done for tonight. You guys have an awesome night. Have a wonderful Wednesday. I'll be back tomorrow. Peace through strength. Love you guys. Bye.